Listen to me very closely, because we need to have a serious, unfiltered reality check about your retirement security. If you are approaching retirement, or if you are already there and taking on a part-time job or what they call a bridge job to stay active and keep the bills paid, you know that cash flow can be a terrifying tightrope walk. You are dealing with inflation, fixed expenses, and the constant fear of an unexpected emergency, a broken water heater, a sudden medical bill, or car repairs, popping up exactly 3 days before your next paycheck arrives. What do most people do when that happens? They panic. They reach for a high-interest credit card. They look into a predatory payday loan that can trap them in a cycle of debt for months, or worse, they raid their retirement nest egg and trigger taxes and penalties that destroy their long-term security. That is the problem, and that is the fear keeping so many of you up at night. But there is a financial tool expanding across the workplace that you might have heard about, and the question I keep getting from you is, Susie, what is ZayZoon? And what actually makes it different from all the other options out there trying to get a piece of my hard-earned money? I want you to understand exactly what this is, because in a world full of financial traps, you have got to know the difference between a lifeline and a financial anchor that will pull you under. ZayZoon is what we call an Earned Wage Access Platform, or EWA. Now, do not let the technical terms confuse you. It is very simple. It is an app that integrates directly with your employer's payroll system, and it allows you to access money that you have already earned, but have not been paid yet because payday is still a week or two away. Think about how traditional payroll works and why it is fundamentally broken for someone trying to manage a tight retirement budget. You punch the clock, you do the work on Monday, you do the work on Tuesday, but you do not see that money until 2 Fridays from now. In the meantime, life does not wait for Friday. The bills do not care about your payroll cycle. If an emergency happens on Wednesday, your money is effectively trapped in your employer's vault. What makes ZayZoon different from a traditional advance or a loan is that you are not borrowing money from the future. You are simply unlocking the cash you have already put in the hours to earn. There is no credit check, there is no principal balance hanging over your head, and there is absolutely no interest building up to create a mountain of debt. Let me tell you why this distinction matters so much for your financial health, especially at this stage of your life. When you take out a payday loan, you are walking into a den of wolves. The average payday loan carries an annual percentage rate of over 400%. Read that number again and let it sink in. 400%. They give you a few $100s today, and then they trap you, forcing you to roll that loan over pay period after pay period until you have paid back 3, 4, or 5 times what you originally borrowed. That is a financial death sentence for a retirement budget. ZayZoon completely bypasses that predatory trap. Instead of charging interest, they charge a flat fee of $5 when you want to send your earned wages directly to your standard bank account. It does not matter if you are accessing $50 or $200, it is a flat $5. Why should an employer care? Because financial stress destroys productivity. If your employees are sitting at their desks or working on the floor worrying about how they are going to pay for gas to get home, they are not focused on their jobs. Data shows that companies offering this type of financial flexibility see a massive reduction in employee turnover and double the amount of job applicants. It shows your team that you actually respect their lives outside of the clock. For those of you who are employees using or considering this tool, we must talk about the emotional side of money, the fear and the shame. One of the hardest things for people, especially older adults who have worked their entire lives, is the loss of dignity that comes with having to ask for help. Asking your boss for a cash advance is humiliating. Admitting to your family that you are short on cash feels like a failure. ZayZoon completely removes that shame. It is a private, secure app on your phone. You log in, you see exactly how much money you have already accumulated based on the hours you worked this week, and with a couple of taps, you send it where it needs to go. Your boss doesn't need to approve it, your coworkers don't know about it, and your dignity remains entirely intact. But I need to give you a very strict Susie Orman warning here, because a tool is only as good as the discipline of the person using it. Earned wage access is a tool for liquidity, not a license to overspend. Just because you can access your money on Wednesday does not mean you should use it to buy things you do not need. Remember, whatever you take out early is money that will not be on your main paycheck on Friday. If you use this tool carelessly, you run the risk of shortening your runway for the next pay period, creating a habit of constantly living a week ahead of yourself. You must use it only for true cash flow mismatches and emergencies. Use the free financial literacy tools and budgeting courses that ZayZoon provides right inside their app to figure out why your cash flow is tight in the first place. Your actionable takeaway today is simple. First, if you are currently working a job and finding yourself stressed between paychecks, check your employee portal or ask your HR department if they offer earned wage access through a platform like ZayZoon. If they do, take the time to look at the fee-free options like the prepaid card so you know exactly how to use it if an emergency strikes. Second, if your company does not offer it, point your management toward it. It costs them nothing and can save you from a predatory financial trap. Protect your retirement, protect your peace of mind, and never let a temporary cash flow issue push you into permanent debt. You have worked too hard and too long to let a broken payroll cycle ruin your financial freedom. Stay safe, stay disciplined, and stay strong.